I bet you didn't think you'd be saving the ever-expanding universe on your first day. Look at them go! They look like they are struggling so much out there. They're having a very hard time. Look at the bright side, mija. It's all bright now, Hosh. A star is about to explode. Hey, it's you again. What was your name? Tintin. Watering the plants without water. Oh, you are Merop. It must be the twin. Tintin twin. Merope. What in the space is this spawner bot? This bot can create new bots. This is getting out of hands. The spawner looks like it has a brain. Kind of Mars attack brain. Looks like I need to save the universe, but I am just chilling here solving puzzles. Okay, so we are starting the 5th and final area. Do you imagine if I finish area 5 and there's another station? Another factory with another 5 more? Keyboard and mouse. So last day, let me go into this menu. This is the hub with all the people. This is area 1, which is this green chunk of the station, the whole factory. Area 1, area 2, 3, and 4. And since day 1, I don't know why I believe that the shower head, it's like another area, because if you go to the area, if you go to the hub, the green part is the bottom one, but not the top. That made me think this is also visitable. My own making, but seems like there's a 5th area which will go now. And last day we did the challenges for area 3, all this, and area 4 completely done. Not this one, this one. These are the regular levels, these are the challenge. Harder. And to go to the 5th area, also we visited Cosmatas, Dial-Up, and we have some for accessories. We have the 120 to unlock, which it requires 10 more levels, and then we have 2 dice. These 2 dice, this is black. These 2 dice to unlock, which I hope they are this one in area 5 and this one by completing the remaining challenges. I believe it's not, we don't have to find 2, we just need to find 1. That's my guessing. Why do I have this band on my head? It's not like me. To go to area 5, we need to take the train behind on Gonzalo. You really should be on your way to save us all, mija. Head to the train. It'll take you straight to the Lumina pits. Sounds scarier than it is. Off you go. Mija, you powered the star rail. This is your ticket to the core. You're almost there. And we finally have good news. While you were collecting your last orb, we managed to figure out why our engineers are floating about. They are here, floating in space. And nobody's doing anything. One disaster averted, another on its way. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, we need you fully focused. I know, it's hard, but remember you're not alone. Well, this station is full of Starlians and nobody's doing anything. Everybody's welding things. Well, we've got our own stuff to take care of, so you are technically alone. I know. But you know, we are here for you. Yes, you are brave, and we are so happy you flew into our orbit. I remind you, today is my first day at work. I bet you didn't think you'd be saving the ever-expanding universe on your first day. Look at them go! They look like they are struggling so much out there, floating away in space. They're having a very hard time. Your mission remains the same. Get to the core. So this is already Area 5, which is a shower head. When they mentioned the core, I was thinking I was going to the actual core, the star. And there are challenges, so there are 5 areas. Alright, I was right. And to unlock the last accessory, we need 10 of these, which are 1, 2, 3, these are 5. So it's going to be plenty to do. And the last die probably by doing the challenges. Okay, all good, alright. Alright. Imagine you need to use the vending machine to access the last die. Can't go through the bridge because you need to show me one of the last mechanics. New command, nearest. That's scary. Use nearest to find the nearest item of a certain type and store it in a data slot to use later. I need to process this information. I don't need to process this information. I need to try it and see it with my own eyes. This code tells bots to find their nearest pressure pad and store it as D1. Then go to that pressure pad. I don't understand, but I'm sure I will by doing the only thing that I can do. Nearest. So if you see now I understand. They all go together. They share the same coding because there's only one type of bot. And if I tell them to go to A, all 4 will go to A. So they need to go to the nearest, which is in front. And with 2 lines, select data slot, data, I never know if it's data or data. I'll call it D1. D1 is nearest button, and then go to the nearest button. Oh, so it uses 2 slots. It's not that I tell them to go to the nearest already. It's that I first have to store the information and then they execute the information. I'm confused by the white part. Not this one. The green part I understand. The white one I'm not sure. What if one of them it's in here and the nearest is 2 of them? How can I control what's the nearest? Okay, let's go with the flow. Let's say we are alright for now. We'll get into trouble in the future. Hey, I can go... Is that lava? They are making lava for the baby star. This one, for example. More information. Nearest. Each bot runs code at its own pace and only stores nearest data when it reaches a nearest command. This means D1 could be something different to each bot depending on where it is when it runs a nearest command. That's easy to understand. I was expecting that. So the nearest now for both is this one. But if they go different places and then they run the nearest, they go to okay. So first they need to go different places. What if you go cancel nearest position 1, 2, 3 1, 2 nearest position and then go to no and then check for the nearest button and then go to no, I'm doing it wrong. That's why I don't get it. Why do you have to store the information? Why don't you just execute it? Why do I need to store the... When do I need to tell the bot that this is the nearest point of interest? When it already is. And I can already tell them go to nearest. So why this means store instead of go to? Go to nearest point of interest. That's what confuses me. And it uses 2 lines of command when it could be using 1. First command is go to nearest point of interest, and when you are there, go to nearest button. So this way I need to use 4. Now you go to D1. Looks like redundant information. Now this is D1 and this is D2. Go to D1, go to D2. I'm not sold on this. I mean, I like the command, but not the execution. Literally. We have lazies now. Lazy in this case is not an adjective, it's the name of the bot. If powered, near, jump, this is getting out of hand. Nearest. Nearest target. 1, 2, 3. Nearest target is going to be... Oh, if you are lasering the nearest target, you are going to jump ahead. Otherwise, turn. Is it going to be something like this? The nearest target doesn't matter in this case because they don't move, they are fixed. So the nearest is going to always be the same, regardless of when you execute the... So this is done. The nearest target is now called D1. If D1 is on, you jump away. Let's not jump away or jump ahead. If D1 is on, and then I want them to turn in any direction, they're going to keep turning until... So we need to jump again and recheck if the nearest is on. I mean the opposite. If your target is off, turn and keep repeating this process until this is on, in which case you will be done. Just keep the condition. That's it. So far, so good. But this is just the beginning. I like the music. It's using sounds from other levels, which gives it a theme to the overall soundtrack of the game, but at the same time it's different. Hey! I was expecting a vending machine here for some reason. Now that I get the die, I'm a little bit disappointed. Rare cosmic item. You found Big Bang residue. Take it to Cosmata's dye lab to see what she can make of it. Hey! Well, I'll take it. Actually, I took it. with me. I believe that's the last one. Kind of secret. This I haven't done. I'm not checking the process because the other levels were very simple. I didn't have to move or do anything, but here I have to. The other ones, they were just cross a bridge. This is the end through this bridge, which is powered by this scale. To bring a block to this scale, we cannot carry it with us through the ladder, so it needs to go. It comes from above, and here it comes from here, and this comes from here. So the bots take the block from the scale and put it on the jumping pad. Why are there 3? Oh, we have wait for. I like they put it different colors now, because in the beginning it didn't make much sense, but now there are so many types of commands that now it helps. So you wait for, I see, nearest great pad, which I call them scales. Wait for that to be activated, and then, I mean, that's storing the information because it doesn't make sense. I don't realize now. With that information in mind, knowing that, wait for the D1 and then pick up at D1, drop at, now you need to know the closest air bump. So you need to know D2 is the closest air bump. And drop at, and you do this at the beginning because now I know which one is closest. If you move, you might be putting it onto, or trying to put it in here if you are here. Maybe it's closest. Drop at D2. And how does it jump? It jumps because I activated. Okay, that's why we need 3. First one goes here, and you put it there. And then you need the second one to activate the air bump with the first block. And you need to repeat this. Not this, just this. I can see how at some point it will matter. We don't want this information changing, so we skip that. That is fixed. Now you repeat this loop. And 6 out of 6 makes me think that's correct. Let's check. So I press this, and you put it on the air bump. Correct. And now repeat, and this one will go here, and you will take it and put it on the air bump. Seems to work. And now this the last. By me putting this one here, it will make a chain reaction that will make this one be here. And bridge is active and we can leave. Managing the commands is complex, but for now, at least it's easy. Oh, 5. I see some, they need to be active. Others need not be active. And we don't have if powered. Nearest button, you need to know that, which is everyone's in front. Wait for. Oh, I can tell you to go, I believe, in this case. Wait for the nearest button to be activated. And then I can tell individually which one. And then you go to the nearest if I need you to go. Is it that what you need? So your nearest is this one. If this activates, you go to. Aha. This is your nearest, not your nearest. It's your nearest. So if I don't activate it, you will not do anything. Ah, I like this. It looked more difficult, but because I wasn't thinking with the nearest command. Section 2 of nearest. The area is called nearest. Lumina pits, blast storage. We need to go here through the lift, activated by 2 buttons. So we need 2 roundies. So one roundie on one side, each roundie on one side. And there's an air bump with a switch. Your nearest air bump is for both the same, but only one can go. So you go to there, but only one can do that. And then I press the switch and they'll be separated. And then at that moment, your nearest button will be different for each of you. And then you go to D2. I see the problematic. You need to store this information. I see now why you need to store the information or like check for this information. It didn't make sense in the first levels, but now it makes sense now because you need to, or no. No, this, again, this could be the same. What if I do this? How can you go to D2 if there's no D2? What happens if I do this? You don't have where to go. Isn't that? I wasn't. Actually, look, you are already here. You are already here. You didn't go to D2 because there's no D2. I need you to create this to store this information when you are here. And I only have 4 lines. I don't need you to know which one is the nearest. You just need to go to the air bump. And then I can make you wait for A, for example. Doesn't matter. And then you check. By the time I activate A, you'll be on the other side. And then D2 will be different for each of you. Now you both are waiting for me to activate A, and the nearest for each is different. Oh, I didn't change this. This is this way. And I need to be on the left. My problem with the lift, I believe, is I'm always losing the lift when it goes up, because somehow I realized that I am thinking that the lift gets activated, but I can control it when I step on. I step on it, I can bring it up or down. But in my mind, it means it's powered, not that it goes by itself up. That's why I'm losing it. In this case, it's like if these 4 buttons are pressed, I can go up with the lift, not that I will go up, which is different. What do we have here? So this is the end. We need to get here with the lift by activating these 4 buttons, activated by 4 robots. What commands do we have at our disposal? Gels and crates. To go to the button, you need to put the box or the block or the aerogel on the button, and then you can cross and step on the other button. Can I pick up at... Oh, they are on points of interest. Go to JKLM. Okay. Each of you need to know your nearest position. What happens if... Because for this one, for example, the nearest position is same this one or this one. They are at the same distance. Like 1, 2. Or is it going to be 1, 2, 3, 4? And this 1, 2. Let's actually check. Go to your nearest. No. Okay, so your nearest is always your nearest reachable. That's good to know. And then pick up at the nearest. Yes. And then drop at some point. Oh, because for you, the nearest is this one. But for you, if you pick up this block, the nearest will be this one. How can they be separated? And I don't see the difference between these two and between these two. Why do we have to if they are going to be doing the same? And why they are blocks? Because these are exactly the same. If these two in this position had a gel and a block, that would be different. If holding, why does it matter? If holding an aerogel, then do something. I see, but I don't see why they are duplicated, but I see they need to do different things. So go know your nearest point of interest and then pick up whatever there is there. For the ones holding the gel, I mean the opposite. For the ones holding a crate, they'll be here. You can store the information for your nearest button, which will be the 2, and then drop there. Drop at D2, because you'll be here holding the crate. The closest is this one. You drop it there, and then you need to go here, but here is the closest. Oh wait, before all this, before everything, before you start, you need to store the information for, let's call it D1 button. For you, D1 is this, but for you, D1 is this. Then you need to know which one's your nearest point of interest, which will be D2 point of interest, and then pick up there, which is D2. Now they are swapped. These ones are here, and D1 is this. Now they need to keep in mind this position, these buttons. And then if you are holding an aerogel, you'll be here. Your nearest button is this one, which is D3. You'll need that for later, I believe. Your nearest button. And then let's catch up with these ones. You, two, for which D1 is this, not 3 like this, you'll be here holding the crate. And if you are holding a crate, you need to keep in mind your nearest, which will be 3 again, button. And then you can both do the same. You can keep doing the same because we have 3 lines. You need to go and come back. Let's try. Drop at. For you two, you need to drop at D1. We set it at the beginning. But for you, D1 is this. It doesn't work, so this works only if you're holding a gel. I'm going to run out of lines. I need one more. I need a command that says stop doing anything else. Like if that something, if you are something, and you finish, stop. Don't continue doing things. And then just to put them at the same level, you, for which D1 is this, you'll be here holding a crate, so you need to drop at D3. That's the difference. That's the difference. Drop at D3, and now I need 2 more lines of code, 2 more commands. Go to, or the ones here, you need to go to D3. But for you, need to go to D1. We need to simplify this. Maybe I can get rid of one if. Drop at D1. If I remove this, like this, if I remove this if holding the crate, the ones holding the crate will skip all this and will do this anyway. So the thing is, you go to D1, which for you two is this one, these 2. Now the thing is, what happens with the ones holding the gel? Let's see. For the ones holding the gel, D1 is this, they go to the gel, and then, which is D2, and then we'll check for D3, which is this, and then they store that information, they drop the gel at D1, but they go to D3. That's fine. And then D3 again, which is this one, they rewrite the information, but it's the same. D3 is the nearest button, which is the one they are on. Drop at D3 and go to D1. D1, they'll try to go here. That's what's not working. What about the other way? If this if is not here, if this is this way, the other if starts here, so they skip it and they do this for these 2. D1 is this and D3 is this. When they drop the gel at D1, which is the closest now at the beginning, then they go to D3. It's going to be the same but the opposite, because D1 and D3 are swapped. Maybe I need to put this D1 inside the if again as well, or skip one of these 2. When they go to the nearest, they store the information. I think I can save this. Instead of having 2 D3s, when they pick up a D2, D3 is the opposite. And then I can have the if back. If holding a crate. Now we have 10 lines, but we only have one D3. And 1 and 3 are swapped. Let's see what happens with this set. I should be stepping on to the lift. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I could save one D3, not one if. My friend, you're very dedicated. Fine. What's the hubs, Stallion? I've got snacks in here if you need them. There's just a few of us in the red giant room now. The system is going nutso. Is it? I'm just making the star bigger. Which I was supposed to. And is this active through this bridge activated by the scale? So we need to bring the box from here to here. So this needs to go up and down. Can I tell them to turn and wait for 5 seconds? When this is active, you go down. Nearest target, which is this. If lasering, not if the target is active. I had a plan, but I can't execute it. If lasering a target, no. What about if lasering D1? I need it if D1 is active. 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we have these commands, it's because we are going to use them. So we need to use if. It cannot be the crate because in the first go towards the box, I don't have a box, so I cannot control the lasers with the box. It cannot be Mija because Mija cannot, the laser cannot reach Mija. Here, it's not possible, and here it goes over Mija, the laser. So it needs to be the target. If the condition is if lasering the target. And then what happens? Wait for D1. I just did it without thinking, and it's the expected result. And you are bringing this lift down, and you are bringing this lift down. So first I need you to turn. What if instead of, oh, I cannot tell D1. That's strange. So what do I use D1 for? Wait for D1. If not lasering a target, I'm having trouble coming up with a strategy. You are not lasering your closest. Oh, what if doesn't matter the direction? What if you... I think these are the commands, but I need to put them in the right order. This is your nearest. For you, this is your nearest. But I need you to activate this one. because you are not lasering a target, I need you to turn and then wait for D1, but D1 is already active and I cannot interrupt it. Maybe the turn applies to both. If you are not, and then you wait. Now they'll wait here, because if both turn once, which is this, clockwise, you'll be shooting down and you'll be shooting down. None of them will be shooting any target. So they'll get into this, because they are not lasering a target, and then they'll be waiting for D1. Oh, this goes out, this goes in, and this goes here. So if they are not lasering the target, they repeat and turn. If they are lasering a target, they skip the jump, and then they go straight to D1. But then maybe I need them to repeat. I'm using 5, but I'm not sure of this weight. Let's see. Now both are down. The blue one has waited for D1 to be active, and then I think the jump. Now I'm thinking this goes in here, but this cannot be here. If not lasering the target, or is this one? This is the order, isn't it? And then this goes in here. If you are lasering the target, now I go back to the previous one. The weight is annoying me. Let me try like this. You only turn once because you are not, and you are lasering a target. The weight cannot be inside the if, because that will stop the turning. What about this? If you are lasering the target and then you wait for your closest to be activated, otherwise you turn, skip the if and jump, go back and turn, skip the if. This can work. Exactly. Exactly. And perfect timing. I think I understand. I don't have to recheck. Sometimes I recheck, but I think I understood. You don't seem to have much room to move. I mean, you can grab from here and put it in here. You can grab from here, put it in here. And Mija is, let's see, this is the end, and you access this through this bridge, which is activated by this scale. So I can make the bridge active, but I cannot go myself. I need the bots to bring me 11 lines. I believe I start by putting the block on the scale, because the first one is activated by the button. I can tell the bot to step on the button, but the second is activated by a scale, so we need the block here. Nearest crate and nearest button. My question for the beginning is, once we put the block on the scale, the robot activates and takes the block onto the button. Will we have time to move onto the air bump from the scale? wait for the scale and then pick up from the scale, drop a button. Before we need to wait for the button, which is D2, and then you drop at D2 and you are waiting for D2 to be activated, and then once drop at D2, which is the button, is active, you pick up at D2 and drop at the scale, which is D1. But before, you need to wait for D1. Once you drop at D1, you pick up from D1, which you were waiting, so you pick up at D1. I'm afraid you're going to leave the block on the scale and immediately after pick it up. I'm afraid. I mean, you, for example, you drop it onto the button, which is D2. It's hard to follow, but I prefer to check. Drop at D1, pick up at D1, which the block is here. Oh, it's here already, and I have 10 lines. We don't need to repeat all this. Pick up at D1 is the same as this, so we can make you repeat this. Actually, wait for D1. Wait for D1. I think I can skip one in here. Maybe you don't need to wait because you're going to be repeating. So it's like this. You don't need to wait. Maybe that gives me, while you are trying to drop it on the button, I place it and then gives me a few seconds. Wait for D1 and then drop at D1 and you pick up at D1. You wait for D2, you drop at D2 and it repeats, and then the block will be here eventually. No, it will go back. It needs to go and come back. This is weird. I can still use 2 more commands, but what happens? This, nothing happens. Because you all are waiting for D2, which is the button. You didn't pick up anything at D1. So instead of waiting for, if C is on, if C is on, you do all this. Now, if C is on, when C is on, it's the same as wait, but I need to use the jump to anyway. Let me use the wait because I think it's the wrong option. Wait for C, and I can still use one more. Wait for C, and then this is C. And then you pick up at D1 and you are waiting for D2. That's why you don't wait for D2. This is an if. If D2 is on, you pick up at 1 and drop at D2. And then if for these, so they don't get into the conflict of leaving the block and picking it up. If for you D2 is on, then you pick up from D2 and drop at D1. You pick up from 2 and leave it at 1. I don't think I need these waits And this needs to go into an if as well. So if D1 in this case, because it's the scale, it applies the first one. The first one picks up from the scale, leaves at the bottom. If the scale is on, not when, because there's a jump here, so it's not a matter of when it happens. It will happen. So you keep repeating and checking until it happens. And when it happens, the condition that D1, which is the scale for you, is on, you do this. And then you'll try to do this if D2 is on, which it applies. Let's see what happens. There is a conflict here. This doesn't get the block. That is the conflict. And it needs to work one way and the other. If D1 is, if the scale is on, pick up the block and drop it opposite. And then I need you to not pick it up again. Maybe I'm missing one, so maybe at some point there's a wait for... What else is here? If power, nearest, wait, drop, pick up, go to. They don't go to any place. What if once you've been through here once, you wait for E to repeat, but you will not. I think you'll get stuck at from you, and you. You'll be stuck at wait for E. They're waiting. All are waiting for C. Maybe it needs to be off. Pick up at D1. It's already complicated. What is this, level 6 or something? 6 or 7? You don't need to wait for C because you're going to be doing this on a loop. Oh wait, don't need to wait for me. You need, doesn't make sense. You don't wait for E. We go back to having 2. If D1 is on, otherwise you don't do anything. You pick up and leave. What if they are inverse? They go together. It doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference. I want you after. Maybe I can do this. After dropping at D1, actually this is inverted because I did it. So you are the first one, you pick up from the scale, leave it at the bottom. When you leave it at the bottom, I need you to skip this part. I need you to skip this part. The pick up at D2, pick up from the bottom. And still there is a command available. At least you will not pick it up from the bottom, I believe. What? Why is that? How do you... Blue, how do you pick up at D2 if D2 is on? You skip it, you don't go through. The blue one? Oh, because D1 is not on, you skip that. But you go way too fast for this one. In the time it takes you to jump this if and go back to the beginning and then skip this if and get into the second one again, this time for real, the second bot has more than enough time to just do this one. And this is same as saying this, because it's a loop. If D1 is on, but the second time, the moment you leave the block here, the moment you execute drop at D2, D1, which is this one, is not on. So you'll jump back and ahead. And then you pick up here. How can I make you, after doing this, not do this? And I don't want you on a loop either. It's like this, but in the end, I need you to pick up from here. Wait a moment. Of course, obviously, I'm thinking this wrong. This is about the scale. This is about the button. But it doesn't have to be literal. I can say if D1 is off, what about if D1 is on? If D1 is on, so this is like directional. You do something in one direction or in the opposite direction depending on your scale. This is like if the scale on your left is on, I mean not on your left, this is your scale. If your scale is on, you move the box to the right. If your scale is on, you move the box to the left. This is moved. This if makes the box go to the right. This if makes the box go to the left. Okay, that's something. So, what if you wait for the button, but your button you need to react when the button is activated. I can use 2 if D2 is off, you wait for D2. And then I need you to do this, but this is what we had in the beginning. I was happier with where I had before. If D1 is on, because D2 for you and you is the same. If D1 is off, but it's going to be off for both, I'm happy with the first part. If D1 is on, pick up and drop. Pick up at the scale, drop at the button. Let me do some virtual board time. Green will work better here. So, I need a pencil. This is A. This is A. This is B. This is C. And this is D. For A, this is D1. But for B, this is D1. For both A and B, this is D2. D1 and D2, they share the 2, but they have different 1. And I don't want to look forward. I don't want to look ahead of this, but these 2 share the 1, but they have different 2. Okay, let's solve this, the first half. First, you pick up from 1 and leave it at 2. I believe I need 2 weights. I need a weight. You will be in here. You will be in here. So when you do this, you need to wait. Don't do anything else. It's a bit forced, but you wait for D2. But for you, D1 is off. So you wait here until D2, which is the same for both. And then you pick up here. Is this going to work? Because after, I hope this activates when the block comes back. So I'm getting rid of this, and I place 1 weight here for 2 and 1 weight here for 2. Now they are all waiting. They are not going to do anything. Because it starts as off for everybody. What if I make you wait for D1 in the beginning? I cannot do that. What about this? And this is on. If it's off, you wait until activates, and then you pick up and drop opposite side, and you wait until the opposite side is active, and then you get rid of this if, and you go into the next if, which is if D1 is on, which won't be on, will be off. You are waiting for D1, so it will only apply to this one. Now you are waiting for D2, so it works. You will be released when the block comes back. But now this one is waiting for the scale to be active, and it's actually the opposite. You need to activate it. Let's try with the button. So the blue one will get stuck in here. So now we can make this be relative to the button. If the button is on, now they will only get stuck if something activates. So they will never get stuck. I believe this wait for in the beginning is redundant. Yes, we don't need this wait. Now we don't need this wait. And I need another wait here, I believe. Okay, something went wrong in here. Now the orange. You need to wait. You need a wait. Same as in here. Okay, we are getting closer, definitely. It's working better. Now the orange gets inside here when the scale is activated and then picks up from D1, drops at D2 and waits for this to come back. When it comes back, you are released from the wait, you get into checking this condition. If D2 is on, which is, that's what released you from the wait, then you get inside here. You pick up at D2 and drop at D1, and then you need to wait for 1 again, and then you leave it, and you are waiting for the scale to be active after you activated it. This should work now. I am more confident than before. Can't say how percentage. What? Why you are not picking it up again now? Wait for D1. Oh, that has an easy solution. There you have it. And you leave it because you are waiting, and I am not here to reactivate it. Oh wow. Oh wow. This was a very scary and funny moment. Both at the same time. Scary and funny at the same time. And we are in the second area. Wow, this looks like the challenges. I'm not sure I want more new mechanics. And there is a new mechanic. Hey, there's a screw. Is it a screw or is it a bolt? Which one is it? A screw or a bolt? What in the space is this? This is one of those machines that you put a coin and twist a lever or a knob and you get a ball with a small toy inside. Gachapon? Gachapon? I think they are called. Spawner bot. This bot can create new bots. Use the spawn block to tell it when to create a new one. Make sure to keep the path clear or else your bot will break. So now I decide which bots I need. This is an equation of third degree. Where is the Grabby? Where is Grabby? Spawn? But it only spawns Grabbies. Oh, we don't tell the spawner which type it's given. Wait for. So let me see. In the inverse order, this is the end, and we need to cross with one Grabby. I see. So you wait for C and then repeat. This is what you want me to tell you to do. You spawn one, and then the bot will bring one box and will do something, I believe. And then Grabby each of the ones that will be spawning, you need to pick up at B, drop at C, and then pick me up when you can go through the bridge at A and go to B. I mean, drop me at B. Drop at B. And for out of 4. So I need to come here. Drop the box and fall. Drop the box and fall. And this one drops the box, but picks me up and brings me to the other side. Oh, and even you have a limited number of bots you can spawn. I see. Wow. Spawny. Code a bot to create more bots. This one, this spawner, it will be madness if I choose which bot. This is getting out of hands. I have 2 levels here. These are roundies. Let's see. This is the end. Through this airbound. So I need to be here, but roundy needs to be here. And same here and same here. Spawn and wait for the nearest button. Wait for a button, but which one? Oh, I see, it's B. I think I see the sequence. And roundy will go to cancel nearest. So you need to check for nearest button, but it won't be the first thing you do. First thing you do is go to B. You go to B and you make a new roundy, and then go to nearest. Once you are at B, you check for nearest. Oh no, you don't go to B. You check for your nearest button. Yes. And go to the nearest button, which is D1. And then when you are at the button, whichever it is, same distance, but this is the only one you can reach. And then you check for your nearest airbound, and then you go to the nearest airbound and wait there for your nearest button and do that again. Without checking this is correct, I would like to see what happens. I go first, and then they repeat what I do. Yes, that's it. That's it. That's it. It's fun now that it's easy. It's madness when it gets difficult. Let's see. This is the end. Through this bridge, and I can walk. So what I need is this bridge to be active. And there are 2 spawners, but they have the same line. Spawn. Wait, what are they going to do? They spawn here, they get the block, and they drop it. Why is there another one here? Oh, so I can take this block and put it one of the sides and tell them to which one needs to go through first. Isn't it like this? And they only spawn one. Why do I have questions. I have questions here. Why the nearest of the spawner? I mean, I can understand why the wait for, but not the nearest. Because once, what do you need to wait for? See, if you can only spawn one bot, wait for what? For a fallout. Nearest. I don't see why. 3 lines. One bot will bring the box, the block, to the scale and come back, and by doing that falls, so gets out of the way, and then the other one. I don't see why you have 3 lines. And then you need to check which one's your nearest scale, or you don't wait for. That's why you have the wait for. Wait for nearest scale. Nearest scale. D1 is the nearest scale. You wait for your nearest scale and then you release the bot. I feel that feels unnecessary. And then Gravy, you don't need to know which one's your, or you do. You do need to know which one's your nearest scale, because you need to go to that one, not the other one. And then you also need to know your nearest position. So you pick up from your nearest position, you drop at your nearest scale. 4 out of 4. Very easy. So by placing the box on one side of the other, I'm telling the spawner to create a bot that will... I'm missing something. Create a bot that picks up the block and will bring it to the scale. But I need this robot to get out of the way. That's what I'm missing. Isn't it? Now I need this out. I need this bot out of the way. I don't need to tell you which one is, or because it's for both. I do need to tell you. I need to tell you which one's the nearest position, but the scale, it doesn't matter, because I can reach the scale. You don't drop at D1, you drop at any one. I will change their positions, so then I can tell you to go back to D2. This is better. Same, but now you can go back. Now this is the same. You'll drop here and you go back here. You will create a bot here that will bring this box also here, but I can change their positions. So I can say one command. Hey, it's you again. What was your name? Tintin. Watering the plants without water. Oh, you are Merop. It must be the twin of the twin tin. Twin pigs. No. Tintin twin. Tintin's twin is Merop. Merope. Who says plants and balls of hot glowing gas can't coexist? No one. No one says that. That's the harsh truth. The very harsh truth. What do we have here? And we reach it by crossing here. Activated by this button. So we need a roundy here. And we can have 3. 1, 2, and 3 here, jumping and going here. Interesting. Spawn 1. And this one is going to go to A, and then you wait for A and repeat. This one, which goes to A, wait for. After going to A, you go to B. Yes, and then you wait for A. Yes, you wait for A. Now you go to B. When you are at B, you wait for A, and then go to D. And wait. No, you don't wait. I'm not sure. But this is the first one. The first one goes to A and then goes to B. We just need. We don't need these two to be stepping on the button for longer. It's just a split second until this one can jump. They don't need to stay there, but they need to stay there at least at some point, both stepping on the button at the same time. So the first one goes to A and then B. Once you step on A, there's another one coming to A, and then a third one. Once the second one goes to A, the one at B is waiting for A, goes to D, and the second one will be at B. The third one goes to A, and this one jumps. Now we can forget about these two in here. Now we just care about this one. After going to D, you wait for the last A, and then you go to C. This should work. Beautifully. And this is half of this. Okay, Cosmic Cradle. Bye bye, Merope. Gonzalo. Come in, mija. Hello. It's your friend. Getting confident here. Onslow. Gonzalo. AKA Gonzalo. Also Itri. Dim Itri. No time for jokes, Onslow. We're all here, mija. With an update, I'm scared. Starlian engineers are safely re-entering the ship. Soon they'll be hard at work resetting all rogue bot systems. There may be a few stubborn little buggers out there, but we're working on it. In other less favorable developments, our current star formation is stuck at the starpult. Starpult? Star catapult? If the starpult doesn't activate, we are going to see a supernova. I don't think you see a supernova when you are inside of a supernova. You are not wrong. A supernova is a stellar explosion. It's the largest explosion that can take place in space. Thanks for clarifying, Onslow. No pressure. Well, technically speaking, collapsing pressure. You see, it's all about balance. We've got gravity pushing in, heat and pressure pushing out, and when a star runs out of nuclear fuel, look at the bright side, mija. It's all bright now, Hosh. A star is about to explode. That's true. If you were inside a star, you could only see the bright side of the situation. Big breaths, Itri. We must be brief. Get to the core. Now, you're almost there. This looks a bit abandoned. I mean, it's the last area. I can go here, here, or here. How many levels? 3. 3 levels in here. And then another section, the core. Get to the core. Looks like I need to save the universe, but I am just chilling here solving puzzles. No pressure. No pressure at all. The spawner looks like it has a brain. Kind of Mars Attack brain. So there is a lazy and a spawner with roundies. What do we need to do? We need to get here through this bridge. I'm not sure. There is a barrier here. We need this button pressed so we can cross. So you turn clockwise and clockwise. And there is one more. Which one is first on top of the button? The gel or roundy? That's what I'm deciding. Because the gel can go into the button. The thing is, what I'm seeing is the gel needs to be on the button when I am in this corner. So I need to go through, be here, and then lazy needs to melt. Is this a point of interest? Go to... No, it's not a point of interest. If I don't do anything, what do I need? If I don't do anything, I get to here. That's fine. Now we need this pressed so we can get here. But we need the button pressed when I'm here. If the button is pressed before I reach that corner, the platform turns into electric. This way it's not melting, and the laser can melt the gel, aerogel. So we need to be here with the button with unpressed, and when we are here, but we don't have a way to control it, I think I see the clue, the solution is in you, I believe. How many do you have? 4? That's surprising and confusing. Because you only have 1 to spawn. So you're going to spawn something at some point, but maybe what I need is you will spawn roundy, but you will take your time. So you need to wait for me to press A, and then you wait for A, and if A is... I want to delay the spawning of this robot until the latest so that I am the farthest, and then you go here and press the button for me. Roundy. If A is off, spawn, and you can repeat, so that's not an issue of timing. So I'm not convinced, because this way you're going to spawn. Oh, we use the gel. We use the gel. I was thinking I was stepping onto the button, on the button, but we use the gel. Wait for A. Yes. Wait for A, because we put the gel on the button, and then you get into this loop. A is on because the gel is on top, pressing the button. So you'll get stuck here, not doing anything. You're in a loop of eternal nothingness. Once the gel melts because of the laser, you get inside the if condition because now the button is off, and then you'll spawn the bot Roundy, 4 out of 4, and then Roundy, you only need to go to A, and you need to wait for A. This doesn't make sense. Why do you wait? I mean, if you turn twice and you'll be shooting right, it's faster than start to turn when I play. So, I mean, I believe it delays slightly the melting of the gel, but I don't think it's necessary. Let me try without. Oh, I made a mistake. I pressed myself the button. So now you are here, but we need you to take take you more time. Let's see if this works with you already shooting to the left. I see. It doesn't work, so we need the wait for A. So now you start shooting left and you'll turn, and it'll take you a little bit more to melt the aerogel this way. We have time to cross here. Now we cross one and we cross the second one. It works like a clock. Beautifully. And this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. How do you leave this? Oh, maybe it takes you different level. In any case, let's see. This is the end. Through this bridge, through this ladder. The bridge is active by these 3, and we have 3 bots. Oh, you are rogue. Spawn a bot, and then wait for C to spawn another bot, and then wait for A, and then spawn another bot. That's what you do. So we need to bring the box to C first. We could... Oh no, we can't because we have the breakable bridge. I was thinking, you, the first one, pick up the block, bring it to the scale, and go to the button. So we use one bot for 2 of the devices. So you pick up at D. If you are holding the block, drop at C. If you are... Let's see if we need to save the second if. If you are not holding the crate, you go to A. Now, what happens with the third one? What happens with the third one? If holding Mija or the crate, they can't hold us. They can't hold us down. If you are not holding... No. This is interesting. How does the last one go to B? You need to go to... The last one needs to go to B. But... maybe we can arrange this. Rearrange. Because... the first one picks up at D and goes and drops at C because it's holding the crate. But I can tell that bot to go to B. If you are not holding the other 2, this doesn't make sense. Drop at C and then you are no longer holding, go to A. you will fall. The second one is not holding a block, so gets inside here, goes to A. And I have still two more commands. Wait for A and then spawn the third one. By the holding thing, I can make this distinction of the first and the other two. How do we make distinction of the other two? Because they will not be holding the block. So the first one goes to A, and there is no jumping here. And we cannot tell them if A is pressed, then go to B. This doesn't matter if after this goes somewhere else because it's leaving the crate here. But the second one does matter. Is there any difference in this? I mean, without keeping in mind go to B. Pick up at D. The first one is holding, so we'll skip this. But the second one will try to pick up at D, and because it's not holding, a block will go to A. This would be much easier with a jump. Or if not holding Mija, but it's the same as a block. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. If holding Mija, because I'll be here for the third one. If holding Mija, pick up at D, you'll be picking up Mija. You'll pick up Mija at D. And this, the order doesn't matter. They will only do the one that corresponds with their respective thing. If you're holding Mija, because you pick it up at D, you drop Mija at the same spot, which is D. You pick up Mija here, then do this. Drop Mija at D and then go to B. That's the distinction. First one, pick up the block and leave it at the scale. Second one picks up nothing and then goes to A. Third one picks up Mija and drops Mija. Let me rephrase it. If not holding Mija. That's what I meant. If holding or not holding Mija. Second one is not holding Mija and then goes to A. And third one holds Mija, drops Mija, and goes to B. That's it. So the key was Mija, after all. The factory is starting to fall apart for some reason. They are not used to creating a star in the Star Factory. And this is the last area, last level in this spawn. So this is last level in this area. Not area 5, but the section. Launch lineup. Okay, we have a rogue spawner, which will spawn, wait for K, and spawn every time we press K. And there are 4 in total. Okay. What do we need to do? This is the end, we cross the bridge. Easy. But the bridge is activated by this button. Alright. to make a roundy, go here. We need this bridge active, which is by this, accessible by this, which is by this and this and this. Why the jumping pads? Oh, so we press and we decide they'll do the same, but we place them at different heights. So we need to press this 4 times. Go to F. You'll need to check at some point your nearest button and then go there. Go to your nearest button. If powered, and jump. No, I make you jump, literally. Go to F. What is this? If powered, if K is... I'm not convinced. Let me see what happens like this. So now, if I press, I need to do that more times. Run. Okay, now the second one, I need to bring it at the end. Oh wait, I can rewrite this. If K is powered, and then you do this again, and then you go to this. Isn't it like this? But K is on. How high can you get? Okay, let's change the strategy. You go to F and then check for your nearest button. Yes. And then if your nearest button is on, check for your nearest air bump. Go to your and go to your nearest air bump. I wanted to make them go to the next one, but I can save that by just making them go, make them in line. So go to F, yes, and check the nearest button. So everything here can go. Check for your nearest button. And then if K is on, recheck for your nearest button. And repeat every time K is pressed. But you need to go at some point, which is at this point. Go to the nearest, go to D1. 5 out of 5. Sit like this. They are not checking. Okay, let's the first one. Do it. The first one is waiting for F to be on to get inside here. I don't get it. What if you don't check? But this makes K redundant. You will skip it and jump inside without checking, so why have it? Let me try this one. Like this. So K is going to always be off. So they will always get inside, check for the nearest and go back until they will only skip this part when I press K. Now they get stuck here and they will be released from this and go to actual D1 when I press K. I don't understand. And now this one gets it. Only this one, which is the same command for all. Must be a timing issue. Wait for K. Every time I press K, yes, that I get it. That I get it. Check for the nearest and go to the nearest. But they need to be sequential. First you and then you. They can't go all four at the same time. Because these three will fall. This is the only one that crosses. Let's get rid of this. Go to F, check for the nearest. If nearest is off, you go there. Otherwise, what? Because I can come up with other solutions, but they require few more lines. And there is a jump. Maybe you don't go to F. You check for the nearest from here, which is this. If this is off, you need to do something. I need two commands, two lines. Nearest bump, which is the 2 air bump. Actually, I'll do them differently. I wonder what happens if D1 is the same. So if D1 is off, go to D1, but where do you go? To this or this? D1. I believe this rewrites this one. So this gets cancelled. Okay. Let's call this D2. Air bump is 1, button is 2. If D2, if the button is off, go there and activate it. If D2 is off, go there. Otherwise, and that's what I'm missing. I need another command in here that says go to the next air bump. But you don't go to the next air bump. I put you like this, but then you need to be like this. Let's try this. You go because it's off. Now you don't do anything because the nearest is on. So you need to come here. So you need to go to F. And then you go. And next one will go to F, but will not do anything. And then I put you on the next one. And you don't do anything because it's on until one it's off. And you will not go, but you will now. Gotcha. I got you in the end. And that's second section for you. We are at the core. Ooh, 6. We won't have time for all of them today. And the challenges. 6 here, probably 5 more here, and we can go check with Cosmata. And then if we do the challenges for area 5, we'll get the last die. I am dying to get it. Can't go through here. And this game still has things to show us. Or maybe not. Pileup. So then what's the bridge for? Pileup. 2 lines. Go to C? Wait. There is a box here. I see. Wait for D. And then go to C. Yes. Yes. I'm sure. Because I'm going to do this. You will not be able to go to C. You will be split and you are waiting for me to be here and press this switch. Now try to go to C. You will not be able. You want to tell me something with this. It's very easy compared to the previous level. That's because you want me to keep that in mind. This is the end. Through this bridge activated by this button. Through this ladder, through this bridge activated by this button. So you might go here and you might go here. I need you both. I need you both on both buttons so that I can cross both bridges. So you go to B and wait for me to step onto A and go to nowhere. What? Let's see. Knowing what we've been through on exactly previous level, not so fast. You wait for B and go to A. And before I explain, I usually explain what I do. I'll show you. This time I'll show you instead of explaining. If you're not going to go to B, I'll make you go to B. That level before the bridge was a good reminder. What's in here? More levels, of course. More fun. This is the end, through this bridge, through this ladder. And the bridge is active by this scale. The scale is active with this gel, but the gel will melt with the last laser, so we need to place a robot in here. Once we go through the ladder, we need to cross this breakable bridge, and we get to this level through this leaf, which is active by this. So, Roundy, go to A. Wait, does Gravy block the laser? Let's say Gravy goes to B and waits for something. Let's say me putting the gel in here, and then comes back, goes to D. In between, Gravy goes to A and comes back. I said Gravy, I think I said Gravy, I meant Roundy. Roundy goes to A. Yes, Roundy goes to A and then wait for me to place the gel in here. I'll leave it here, but I'll take it back because otherwise it will melt. But this will activate Roundy to come back. While Roundy is here, I'll be going down the lift and I'll be here. Okay. Grabby, on the other hand, Roundy is 3 out of 3. Grabby will pick up at C and will drop at D. Yes. And then Grabby will be here. I will take the gel from here, cross the breakable bridge, place the aerogel on the scale and take it back. That will make Roundy come back and will be stuck here, blocking the laser, so I can leave safely the aerogel onto the scale and it will not melt. But for that you need to wait until Roundy steps onto A, because you need to give them way to go. So you go and pick up at C, but don't come back just yet. You need to wait for Roundy to cross. And 3 out of 3 as well. And we step on the lift. We go down, pick up the gel, leave it and take it back. Now Roundy is blocking the laser. We can go. Yes. So this last section is about blocking the robot. How many? 6? 3 more? Computer. This is the end. We get here by jumping. Seems the only way. Perspective is unclear, but I believe it's by jumping. We jump by putting 3 blocks onto the feeder. How do we get here? We have 2 options, through here and through here. So it's through the ramp and one of the 2. Okay. How many lines? There are only Roundies, so they share the code, and there are only 2 lines. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Go to B. No, you wait for D. You wait for me to get a block and cross the breakable bridge and put 1 block on D. Once D is active, you start moving and you both go to B, but one will get to B, the other one will get stuck. The other one will get stuck. We don't want the second one to step in here, otherwise we can't cross. Oh, I see. We need 1 robot, not the second robot. So we need 1. We block the second one. Wait for D and go to B, that's correct. What we'll do in between, before putting a block onto the feeder, we block this robot. You will not go to the second button, so you will not activate the electricity. With the 3rd block, we put it onto the feeder. This can't go. Yes. So this button will never be activated. And 1 more. And the trick for the last one is that we need to put the block onto the feeder while we are stepping onto the air bump. Otherwise we complete the 3 blocks onto the feeder, but we don't fly. We don't jump. These last ones are a bit fast, like easier. It's about blocking. This is the end. Let me see if I can get it. The second one, the last 2. Computer. 1 line. And a spawner with 6 lines. So this is the end through the ramp, and then we get here through the lift. The lift activates with this switch and this button. So we can make Roundy, go to B. Goes to B. And the spawner waits for, I believe it doesn't matter, but let's make it A. Wait for A and then spawn. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 robots. We block the first one from here. You need to wait for the, yes, you need to wait for the, and then spawn. Wait for A and spawn, and wait for A again. You need to wait. Do you really need to wait for A? Let me do it with, try without waiting. Spawn, spawn, spawn. Doesn't matter. So you're waiting for D. And you're going to spawn 3 robots, so we need to be here. Oh, spawn blocked. That's why I got an achievement. So you do need to wait because it cannot go so fast. So we only need 3. You wait twice for A. Once the robot Roundy is at A, the platform is free for a new robot. So it could be without, it could be done or achieved without the waiting if there wasn't an issue with the platform not being free. Oh, the idea is good, but the order is wrong. This is the order. The last one is activated because I cannot be here blocking. It takes a while to block the first Roundy. And by the time the first one gets completely blocked, the last one is already stepping on the button and the lead goes without us. So we do the D thing at the end. Okay. Now we block these 2, but not the last one. And it goes without us. Maybe it's the second. It's the second. If it's not one, it's the other. Now what about this? Now all the others. Yes. And probably last level today. This is the end. Through this bridge, through this lift, and through... Oh, there are 2 options? No, there's 1 option. Through the ladder, bridge, breakable bridge, and ladder. We cannot cross the oil. This bridge is active by this. Since we can't go through here, we don't worry about this. But this is here for a reason. Through here, and then we need a Roundy to come here while we are in here. Oh, we'll need to block them. We'll need to block them with this IC. The issue is that if a Roundy is here, we will not be able to cross coming from here. There are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, 1 here for sure. Go to B. Now you need to spawn them at certain points. Let's say you wait for C and spawn 1. And the other 3, now you wait for C again and spawn 1. It will be blocked here. The other 2, you wait for E and spawn 2. Yes. This is the first one, can go through safely. This is the second one, will be blocked. Yes. That's not good. That's not good. You need to spawn 2 before I press E. First one goes safely. Second and third, first one gets blocked. Oh, you need to wait for something. The second one couldn't be spawned. And I don't have any room for more lines, so maybe you don't wait in the beginning, you wait here. Spawn 1 and it will go. Wait for C, spawn 1. Now this is B. First one goes, B is pressed. Second one goes. While this one's out of the platform, I press C and stay on C. Like this. Now the second one gets blocked and is not lost when I leave this button. That's much better. We go through here once only. Now we can cross this button. When we press here, the last one will get blocked on to the button. And we can leave. Bye. Cool. And we have the challenges already. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. Already? Oh, this is the end. I thought this was... I thought this was like another subsection. So this is the end. Oh, so maybe we see the end, the end credits now. Oh, I wasn't expecting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't bother coming back to my desk with that. You'll need it to open the starpult door. Remember, orbs are highly unstable and may explode if mishandled. They may also trigger bots in surprising ways. Mija, the good news is you are definitely ready for this. You are in control. Orb up. Collect the red giant room orb. So we carry. This is a level at the same time. We're carrying the orb. Stargate. So we need you to go to A. We need you to go to A. Is this like a level in sections? We need you to go to A, but then not go to A. Go to B, but you need to take your time. Wait for the orb. Wait for orb? The orb is E. What happens with the orb? Go to A, wait for orb? But what's the condition? What's happening to the orb? And then go to B. Oh! I can activate the orb. It's like a button. Oh, that's... I'm a god now. It's like having a remote, a TV remote. Wait, what's in the computer? Where do I need to go? Oh, I need to fall. I need to fall here. So you go to A, and then I can cross. Wait for the orb. Oh, this is... I'm a god now. Wait for C, and then go to B. Wait for the orb again, and go to anywhere. Go to A. It's the only place you can go. And then we fall here into this corridor. We need to give you way. I forgot about that. Yes, run. You let me through so that I let you through. Now I can move. And standing on the bridge, you make me fall. Wow. There's an asteroid inside the factory. I'll do one thing because I'm a little bit over time and I don't have a way to know how long this is going to go. It doesn't say here. I'll leave it for next day. And next day we are going to come back anyway to do the challenges. Also, there's a challenge here that I left. It's a lost level, we call it. So we'll finish this, we'll see the credits and do the challenges. 9 of them. Wow. This surprised me. This with... Okay, alright. So we leave it here. It's a pity I cannot tell in advance how much it is left to go to the end. We'll see the credits next day. Exit to main menu. This game can keep going for me. And going and going and going. I don't get tired of this. And I would have been happy with only the first 4. I mean, the 5th is also fun, and if there was a 6th, it would be fun as well. I can tell. And last day, probably next Tuesday, will be last day for Star Stuff. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Hope to see you next time. Until then, bye bye now.